So I'm here to talk about church gardens and community partnerships. And these photos are from our own gardens here in Tallahassee. We have made some partnerships with an in-town garden in a historically Black area, and we have just created friendships and relationships that have been serving not only the needs of that community, but have paid back so many times over in so many ways. It's just really a beautiful thing to see God at work like that. So this is a picture of our church at St. Paul's United Methodist in downtown Tallahassee. We got permission from the trustees to put our garden right next to the chapel, right on the sidewalk as you walk up to the sanctuary. So it is a beautiful thing to see people learn where their squash comes from, where broccoli grows, how broccoli grows. And at sometimes a year, let me tell you right now, this is overrun with tomato plants that are taller than me. And that was all summer. And then in the winter, we grow collard greens because that's what our community will eat and be nourished by the most. So, you know, we are called, churches are following their creation care call to love our neighbors, help those in need, and be good stewards of the earth with gardens. By either starting your own garden or supporting the gardens that already exist in the community, people of faith are supporting their neighbors. Now, this is meeting a need to alleviate hunger, but also improve race relations and to grow closer in community together. The opportunities are there. We have church land, we have the chance to fellowship, and we have volunteers with a desire and a heart for social justice. And so we can grow and we can share the food with food banks and homeless shelters and community groups and members in need, and we will keep doing that. But we will also work to empower our neighbors and our community, and we will volunteer in those frontline groups to support their goals to better serve what they know their community needs. And here we are working side by side, and what I love about this picture is this is Elder Ivy. She is one of the leaders of this garden, the I Grow Garden in Frenchtown in Tallahassee, and she gives us instruction and we listen to her like she is the gardening goddess, because she is, and we have learned so much from her. And our group comes out, an interfaith group called Tallahassee Green Faith Alliance. We come out there every Monday for what we call divine dirt, and we get our hands in that dirt and we follow Elder Ivy's lead, and she has us learning and growing together, and we're trusting each other, and we have common goals, and we are forming community. And this is in a neighborhood that many of these, you know, white people of faith like me may not have gone in a lot, but now we are spending hours a week in this neighborhood, and it is now our land too. These are our people too, and we are one together, and we are growing food. And what's really cool about this garden is there's a big education component with kids. There's also an area where the community can just come in and certain times of the week, you know, harvest what they need. Elder Ivy is amazing. She also takes food to the community members that she knows need it delivered because they can't get out. So she has those relationships with the families and the people who she knows for sure what they need, and we can go there and just pour in our time and our effort and our love to help her meet those goals to really serve our community. So we talked a little bit about grant and funding, and I'm right with you, Pastor Brown. It doesn't take that much to get started with the garden, does it? You know, I mean, I have something similar to yours with the plastic beds, but you know, wood is even cheaper than that. Take some nails and some dirt, and you don't even have to do that. You can just till the dirt right there as it is, and seeds are certainly cheap, and in our community, our library even gives away free seeds. So there's ways to get seeds, you know, so you got to figure out what you want to do. Are you going to do this at your church, or are you going to go into a community garden and volunteer there? And a lot of times I recommend people do that first. They'll learn about gardening, they'll make those relationships, they'll make those connections, and they can go into it when they're ready. If they're ready to do one at their church, they will already have all that knowledge and all that support. So you're going to need to, you know, property, and a water source. Local, county, and city resources are so valuable. Here in Leon County, our sustainability office has a $1,000 grant for new gardens. And we got that in a week. And so when we applied for that sustainability grant, all of a sudden we were in the gardening business, and it all went from there. Also, the city lets groups use city land that's not being used for gardens. So call your city and county and your extension service and find out what's available for you. There are the church ministry funds. I know at our church they said, you can become a ministry, but we have nothing to give you, so good luck. So we did a fundraiser, and we had people, you know, our garden is actually made out of concrete blocks, and so we sold blocks and people got to decorate them with glass mosaics, and we got families out there, you know, planting the sprouts and growing the food intergenerationally, and it was so exciting for the grandparents to tell us like everything they knew, because Lord knows we needed it. So it was beautiful. You know, there's local garden clubs that also a lot of times help start gardens. Donations from community businesses. We had a seed company, over 100-year-old seed company, that helped us get our start. They gave us plants and seeds. And then also donations from supporters. We do this, and I'm sure a lot of you do it too, the alternative Christmas market at church. And so we have certificates to buy an orange tree or to buy a tomato plant, or and so that's a big way that we get funds as well. And one thing that's great about gardening is it's outside and it's relatively safe compared to a lot of other ministries out there. We've been gardening through the whole thing, and I can tell you it has helped my mental health, it's helped my physical health, it's kept us in fellowship with each other. This on the right is our garden at St. Paul's. We call it the Mosaic Garden. You can see some of our mosaics decorated there, and that's just part of our team, but we've been there masked and socially distanced, although we got together for the picture, but we're usually socially distanced. And the same thing in the Frenchtown Garden I Grow, we wear our masks, and yeah, it was really sweaty in August, but we did it. So it's a really great way to bring people together. Our youth group is involved, and you can seek out groups to volunteer together, and that's a great way to get your volunteers. So our interfaith group comes as a group. Your youth group can come together. Sunday school classes like to come together. It becomes a social event. Families come together. We do an adopt a week in the garden. So a family will take the garden just for 1 week, and that's their week to come water and weed and pick, and then they do that. And that's just a fun and manageable way for them to be involved. So yeah, make it easy for your volunteers too. You can set the same time each week, like our Divine Dirt's on Monday mornings, and we know that we'll be there Monday mornings. Good communication with emails and Facebook posts, reminders, and you can provide the supplies. You know, gardening again is pretty low cost to get going. So we provide the shovels and the hand rakes and, you know, the gloves and things like that. So people literally can just show up as long as they have their mask, and make it fun. You know, smile, have fun, enjoy your time together. It's almost impossible to work in the garden and not have fun. But thank your volunteers, and then yes, take those photos and share those photos, capture those moments. And it goes so far with showing the church what you're doing and how much joy is involved. So this is just a little quick harvest picture because, you know, you got to see the end results. We have citrus trees, so we kind of have a food forest going on. We've got our tomatoes. We made ratatouille for the homeless population that's behind our church one summer because we had so much produce. You know, cabbage in the winter. So just so joyful and so much fun to be able to grow this beautiful food and share it with others. And, you know, as the chairperson of the Florida Creation Care Group team, I am very excited about things going on all over the state. And we are really lucky that people who organized this call are doing this amazing micro farm in Orlando called Grow It Forward. And I have the video here, and Amy Winslow is actually even on our call right now. So what I thought I'd do is I'll try to show the 1.5-minute video, and then Amy can tell us a little bit more about how this micro farm actually works, but it is not only growing food, but it is empowering people to make this as a business. And so with that food sovereignty. So let me see if I can click this video and see if it'll work, guys. Let's see.
Did you share your audio before you started sharing?
What's that?
Did you share your audio? Click the little share audio button.
I hope so. You can hear me now, right?
No, the video. So stop sharing and then share again. But before you share, on your left-hand side, click the little button that says share computer audio, and then you will be able to hear the video.
All right. So stop sharing on the left-hand side of my whole screen.
Lower left side. Is that where it is, Rachel? Lower left, right?
I see my mute button. Oh, yeah. Share computer sound. Gotcha. On the share screen. Very good. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Let's try that again. Can you guys see it?
Good morning. I'm Amy Winslow, Director of Missions.
Are you seeing it?
We're seeing the PowerPoint. You have to share the video.
Okay. Bear with me. Okay, I think I did it. See it?
Good morning. I'm Amy Winslow, Director of Missions at St. Luke's United Methodist Church, and welcome to our Grow It Forward Micro Farm. On October 3rd, we dedicated and blessed the space, and we want to share our event with you. I'd like to introduce you to Fakurta Mariam Mangisty, our Executive Director of Missions.
I am so excited that we are all here today celebrating this new pilot project that we have started at St. Luke's, Grow It Forward. The vision of this pilot project is all in the name. We are growing food using church land in collaboration with organizations and businesses working for sustainable food justice and sovereignty. Ultimately, the goal of this project is to create a model for community-led food growing and entrepreneurship based in communities where access to nourishing, fresh produce is limited. St. Luke's is partnering with Pam Thomas of Pammy Sammy's and Frank Bailey, Executive Director of Grow Orlando. For those who want to get involved, you can support this initiative by volunteering to work on the farm, donate funds and supplies, or connect us with businesses who would like to buy our organic produce. I cannot tell you how exciting it is that this plot of land and the new connections being made through the project beautifully represent everything St. Luke's stands for and our mission philosophy of advocacy, betterment, creative collaboration, dignity, and empowerment in everything that we do. Thank you again for celebrating with us the dedication of Grow It Forward Micro Farm at St. Luke's.
All right, wasn't that beautiful? Wow. And Amy Winslow is here with us. Amy, would you like to explain more about the program?
Sure, Cara, I'm going to just echo a lot of things that you already said. It's kind of like the field of dreams. You grow it and they come. There's nothing better than working in a church environment because so many people have such a passion and such a heart for things. We needed compost, and someone bought a whole truckload that was delivered to us. We asked for mulch for our walkways, and we had 6 and 4 and 5 bags, and someone called and said, how many more do you need? And I said 90, and it showed up the next day. And so the talent, the passions, it's beautiful. And so we have at least 5 students that are doing their community service hours for either middle school or high school, and they generally come with a parent. We have so many of our seniors coming out, whether they're germinating seeds at home or taking classes with us or getting on their hands and knees. Sally's waving her hands, and Nan and Skip are very involved as well. And Lynn, I think Lynn was on earlier at least. It's wonderful to see. And then we've got our Frank Bailey, who is the president of Grow Orlando, and he's brought in a farm coordinator and then 3 paid student farmers from our East Winter Garden community that we've had a 6-year relationship with. And so we're all working together, and honestly, it is an oasis in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of this political environment, that we are all there, and just like Cara was saying, finding that quiet and that peace and that connection and that purpose. And we turn around every day, and it's so apparent that God is so present there. And Pastor Brown, we are so grateful that Pastor Jen connected with you during her doctoral studies and said this is what we need to do. And I don't know if you know that, but our farm coordinator, Hannah Murphy, was up working with you, I think, over the summer, and knows Siobhan very well. And so she's out there on our non-work days. I find her out there just picking off a caterpillar or just checking on rainfall. And the heart and the passion and the connection with you is just beautiful. So we're so grateful, and we encourage you. I think the only obstacle that you have is yourself. Because when Miriam came back after talking to Pastor Jen and said, I think it was July, and said, Amy, we're going to do this. And I'm a trained master gardener. I got my certification in 2009, and I immediately went to what this was going to take. And I said, okay, this is great. I'm excited. We'll do this in the spring. And she's like, no. We have to have a full harvest in November because we're going to raise money in Advent, and we're going to have a farmer on staff by the first of the year. And so I said, okay, I have 30 other ministries. They all have to go to the side. You have to let me do this only. And I have to be able to hire a farmer because I can't do it without help. And just the help pours out of the woodwork every day with somebody new. And we're doing it, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing, and it's my passion. But I was the biggest naysayer in the beginning, just thinking about the details. And when I let that go and let God just take it and brought the people in, it's been amazing. So my spirit is soaring personally, and I see that with everyone around me. I know Sally's nodding her head, and Nan and Skip. It's really, really wonderful to see the adults standing next to the student farmers and finding out what their passions are, and going to engineering school and whatever other things they want to do. I can't tell you, it's been life-changing. So I hope,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to put my contact information in the chat, and I hope that you'll, if you have any doubts, first of all, you got to pray, and then the second of all, you got to call me, and I'm going to tell you to do it. So.
Yes. Well, gosh, congratulations on launching it, and please keep recording and making those videos so we can keep up with what's happening. It's super inspiring. Amazing. All right. Well, I think I only have one slide left, you guys, so I'll just pop on over to that one. Are you seeing my presentation? Okay, very good. So like I said, finding a frontline garden to support instead of starting your own if you're not ready. This was just kind of a case study of how the Tallahassee Food Network is a nonprofit who's working in the community, and they're doing health and business education, growing education, have a food pantry, home delivery, backpack drives. I mean, you name it, they're just working so hard to serve this community. And I was organizing this group called Tallahassee Green Faith Alliance, and there were all these people who had this passion for social justice, and every month they'd say, what can we do? What are the needs in the town? We want to get connected. And so we were able to connect with Tallahassee Food Network, and now we are so involved with everything that they do. We, worked on their backpack drive. We're doing a Thanksgiving drive right now. And we go there every Monday in the garden. And not only has this built such strong relationships, but we are working together now on bigger things like environmental justice issues, like a air monitoring program for our town, and we're all working together on it. So it really can grow into so many important things to take care of each other. And this is our sign that my artist daughter painted for the garden. So we brought that at the backpack drive, and it's just amazing that we have all been able to you know, be included in this garden and to, you know, just feel like it's ours too. So it's just been a wonderful experience. And I just encourage you all to, you know, dive in and just take that leap of faith, and it will be rewarding. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Cara.